Om Janmadhyasya Tonvayaditarata Charthesha Vidnaswarat Tene Brahmaridaya Adi Kavaye Muyanti Yat Suraya Tejo Vari Mridam Yatha Vinimayo Yatra Trisargo Mrisha Dhamna Svena Sada Mirasta Kuhakam Satyam Param Dhimahi. We are reading the third canto of Srimad Bhagavata Mahapurana, and we are read up to seven.
Yes,
six.
seven. In Bengali, 7.
6 shlokas in the 20th chapter.
Yes.
And there, Vidura, no. There, Shaunaka has asked Suta. That is how it has begun. So, we must understand one point. Bhagavat was told by Vishnu to Brahmaji, and from Brahmaji, Maitreya had heard, and Maitreya is talking it with Vidura. But all this description from Brahma, Vyasdevji also had heard. And Vyas had told it to Shuka. And Shuka is telling to Parikshit. And there, this Ramakrishna Suta's son was sitting, or Ramakrishna was also sitting, but that is being narrated by Ramakrishna's son Ugrashrava to Shaunaka and other Brahmins. So these much narrators and listeners are there. Especially from Brahma, we have two different branches, Maitreya, Vidura. And whole Maitreya and Vidura included in Brahma to Vyasadeva. And then this other series, Vyas, Suta, Shuka, Shuka to Parikshit, and there Suta had heard, and that he is narrating to Shaunakadi. Anyway, because here now, suddenly, what has entered? This chapter, Hey Suta. Last chapter ended with Vidura Maitreya Samvad. And this chapter this chapter brings that as introductory shlokas that Vidura renounced Dhritarashtra along with his sons, though he was his elder brother, and Vidura was Vyasa's son. He was not less than anybody. He was very high in Bhagwan's devotees, up to 3. And 4, what Vidura asked Maitreya in Haridwar. In 4th, we are told what that Vidura asked in Haridwar. And in 5th, the series has shifted. In 5th, Shaunaka, we have to understand Here, name is not mentioned in the 5th and 6th, but the questioner's names are not mentioned, but they are asking to Suta. In the 5th, the conversation between Vidur and Maitreya were always holy because, like them, stories connected with Hari, where else shall we get? And so, in the 6th, O Suta, may you be blessed. Those stories we are rasajnas and we want to taste the rasa of those stories. That is how 6th shloka starts. So in 7th, evam ugra shravaha prushtaha ऋषिभिर नैमिषायनै Bhagavati arpita dhyatma tan aha shruyatam iti. Evam, in this way, in the Naimisharanya, asked by Rishi B, not that Rishi B will always confuse us. Rishi B are not the 4 Kumaras. Brahmins, Rishis, Brahmins are always called Rishis. So, Shaunaka and others. It means here Shaunaka and others. So we understand the listeners' names here, which is involved in 5. Listener's name is involved in 5 because they are asking Sutta. That becomes clear in 6. No. Yes. 6 also, only the speaker's name has come. In 7th, that has come. एवं नैमिषायने ऋषिभिः पृष्टा. In this way, in the Naimisharanya, being asked by the rishis, Ugra Shrava. Ugra Shrava is the name of the narrator. He is the son of Ramakrishna Sutta, and we heard it here in Bhagavata somewhere that Ramakrishna had listened when Shukadeva was telling Parikshit, but he had died, and before his death he might have communicated to his son, or Ramakrishna must have heard it along with his son, Ugrashrava. Because now the narrator we have is Ugrashrava Sutta, not Ramakrishna. So Ugrashrava is the son of Ramakrishna. So when Ugrashrava, having been asked by the sages in Naimisharanya, then what Ugrashrava did? He put his mind in God. He put his mind in God. Bhagavati Arpita Adhyatma. Bhagavati in God, Arpita put, Adhyatma means the innermost core of personality, and that is mind. So here it is mentioned that the personality is being he put in God, and Shruyatamiti Tan Aho. To them, Shaunaka and others, Ugrashrava said, listen, I shall tell you. Listen, Shruyatam. What you asked me, let you listen. So that is 7. Now he brings in reference to Hiranyaksha killing. Now Suta is telling the conversation between Maitreya and Vidura. And Vidur had asked, we have seen that, about further Srishti. But the narration was intercepted because of Hiranyaksha, the narration. So that is referred here. Suta uvacha et shlok. Harer dhruta krodatano
Swamaya.
Kridatano.
No, Krodatano.
Krodatano. Harer dhruta krodatano swamaya nishamya go uddaranam rasatalat लीलाम हिरण्याक्षम अवज्ञया हतम संजात हर्षो मुनिम आह भारत. Bharata is Vidura here. Bharata is here, Vidura. So Hari from the Rasatala, the lowest Patala, go Uddaranam, bringing up the earth by Bhagavan, who had in his Maya, by his Maya, had taken up that Kroda. Kroda means pig. So, who by Maya had taken up pig's body, he is uplifting the cow, uplifting the earth, and during that, Avadnaya means hatefully, disdainfully, playfully. Hiranyaksha being killed. Leelam Nishamya, hearing this port of Bhagavan, Sanjata Harsha, Vidur had become very happy. Bharata Vidur Munim Aha asked Maitreya. Maitreya is being referred to here as Muni, Vidur as Bharata. And when Bharata heard the story Maitreya has been telling, at that time he became very happy. This is the 8th shloka.
Sanjat means arose.
Sanjata means born, happiness born in him. Sanjata Harsho, happiness was born in him. Or it also means his mind was filled with happiness. His mind was filled with happiness, too much happiness. So now we get Vidura Uvacha. So Vidura further asked Maitreya. For that I read who said what in this series. Vishnu to Brahma, Brahma to Maitreya, Maitreya to Vidura, and same Brahma to Vyasa, Vyasa to Shuka, Shuka to Parikshit, during which Suta had heard he is telling Shaunakadi, in which again Maitra and Vidura's conversation would come. That is how Vidura Uvacha. Prajapati Pati Srishva Praja Sarge Prajapatin Kim Arvata Me Brahman Prabruhi Avyakta Margavit. Now this word Avyakta Margavit, Sridhar suggests that that can be about Maitreya also, and that can be about the Lord, about Brahma also. This Avyakta Margavit may be connected with Maitreya or about Brahma also. Accordingly, that syntax will take place. So we are taking it as associated with Maitreya. Hey, Avyakta Margavit Brahman, because Brahman word has come. Now Brahman can be a Brahmin, Maitreya, and Brahman can be Brahma. But then Vidura has not gone to ask Brahma. Vidura is asking Maitreya. But in the syntax, it can be associated with Brahma. How we shall see. So here then about Maitreya, only He Brahman. Praja Sarge, we were told that this creation is called Praja Sarga. That means Lord created Brahma, Brahma created Prajapatis, but then from them how further creation took place. That is called Praja Sarga. How I, you, we, animals, devatas were born, that is called Praja Sarga. So Praja Sarga, at the time of further creation, Prajapati Pati is Brahma. So with that Brahma, this Avyakta Marga can be attached. Prajapati Pati, Avyakta Marga, there Brahma has not said. There we have to understand that Brahma. Prajapati in Srishta, he created different Prajapatis. Brahma, Prajapati Pati Brahma, maybe Avyakta Margavit created Prajapati in Srishta, Kim Arvata Me Prabhuhi. What did he do in Praja Sarga? How did he further create himself or through those Prajapatis? Please tell me, Prabhuhi. This Vidur asked Maitri. Further, Vidura's question continues. Ye Marichadayo Vipra Yastu Swayambhuvo Mani Te Vai Brahmana Adeshat Katham Etad Abhavayan. So, Brahma created himself, or he had created Marichi and other Brahmin Prajapatis. He had created Swayambhuva Manu. So, those people created further. How did those people create further? They were created only for creating the people. So, how did they help Brahma? Or Brahma himself created, or through them he is created? That is what Vidura is asking still. Te vai Brahmana Adeshat, they got command from Brahma. Katham etad. Etad means this word which we say. Abhavayan. Abhavayan. That means A is not negative here. Thought of creating. Bhava is a positive existence. Abhavayan means bringing into existence. how did those Prajapatis and Manu bring into existence this world? Or did Brahma himself do? And there said that Swayambhuva is the name of the first Manu. Now, Vidura question further continues in 11th shloka. In 11th shloka, Vidura's question to Maitreya still continues. Sadvitiya kim asrujan swatantra uta karmasu ahosvit samvata sarve idam sma samakalpayan. Sam akalpayan. Sarve. Sadvitiya means through their wives. Sadvitiya means with the help of their wife. Alternate self. Dvitiya means wife. Sadvitiya means with those wives. Kim Asrujan, did they create through their wives? Like normal people get born. Uta karmasu swatantra, or they were free to do whatever they like. So through their own will did they create, or through their wives they created. Ahosit means doubt, this or that. Samvata survey, and we were told that individually they could not do anything. When they all came together, then only they created. Sarve idam sma sam akalpayan. So they separately by their own karmas created, or they got together and created. They got together and created. Or they independently created, or they created through their wives. That is what Vidura asked Maitreya. Now we get Maitreya Uvacha. Maitreya Uvacha from 12, but now Vidura asked how it started. But Sridhar tells us this reply will come in the next chapter. Here he is recapitulating what he had already told. Here it is reiteration of what he had already told in the previous chapters. That is what Sridhar has told us. Otherwise, we could not have understood this. So Maitreya says, this is complex shloka. Daivena durvitarkena parena animishena cha jata kshobat bhagavato mahan asit gunatraya. Parena durvitarkena daivena. By the ultimate reality, through that durvitarkena daivena jiva-drishtena. Sridhar Swami. That means now Yes. There is one theory of creation like this. All the jivas together, they have their karmas. Even in pralaya, they have gone to seed form along with their karmas. Now, by the combined result of their karmas, the new creation is created. So that he is asking. That is it through their, and we cannot reason it out. Durvitarkena. We do not know each other's karma, but all of them together have karma. So through that which cannot be reasoned out by us, that luck or destiny or karma phala of the jivas parena, with the help of that God Himself creates. So, how the further creation has come? Has it come by God Himself, the transcendent being,
Parena is God.
superior? Parena means superior, supreme Brahman. That is the theory, na? God creates. Then, why does He create? What need He has to create? Then the answer is given this, that all the jivas have to reap the fruits of their work. So, for them to reap the fruits of their work, Brahma, what through Brahma? Brahma created. God created through Brahma in order that all the jivas may reap the fruits of the karmas which they have done in the past life, about which we do not know. That is the first idea of creation. Parena durvitarkena daivena. Second, animeshena cha. Cha means it is second. Animeshena. Animeshena is non-stop time. The principle of time that creates the world, that makes the world sleep for some time, for a long time, and then that principle of time, the inner change itself, bring the world into creation. So the world evolves by the unflinching process of time. Second reason. This makes us three people. Parena means God directly. Durvitarkena daivena only is the first. By their karmas, it gets born. No God or other things are required there. Secondly, parena. Thirdly, animation. So these three alternates, because in Sanskrit, cha is added after everything. So this cha means three total factors. This and this and this. Maybe all three factors combined. So this and this and this. Then actual what happened? Jata Chovat. The balance of the three gunas got disturbed. Gunatrayat. So when the balance got disturbed, then from all the three gunas, what came into existence? either this or this or this, but by the disturbed state of three gunas, by every guna, the world came into, different parts of the world came into existence. That is what it means. Here, Bhagavato here we must take resort to Sridhar Tika. Bhagavato means Bhagavan is transcendent, but his Prakriti has three gunas. So disturbance comes in Bhagavan's Prakriti. And when three gunas get disturbed, then every guna has its own effect in the production. Different parts are produced by different gunas. That is the narration. Okay, with the help of Sridhar Tika only we could understand this shloka. 13. See now, 3. Now the description starts. But this is all recapitulation of what we have already heard. 13 shloka. Raja Pradhanan Mahata Trilingo Devachodanat Devachodhitat Jata Sasarja Bhutadir Vedadini Panchashaha. Daiva Choditat, prompted by fortune, prompted by God's Maya. Daiva Choditat. Raja Pradhanat, by the prominently Raja part of that and that disturbed state of Prakriti. Mahata, so Mahat was already born. We have heard that. So from Mahat now further. Trilinga Jataha. Trilinga means ego of three gunas. Three types of ego. From Mahat Tattva, Ahankar Tattva is born. And that Ahankar Tattva has all the three gunas. Three types of Ahankar is born. Sattvic Ahankar, Rajasic Ahankar, Tamasic Ahankar. From the Mahat Tattva. Because of from the Raja Pradhan Trigunas. Now, from those three types of Ahankaras, what was born? 5 groups of 5. 5 groups of 5 Vedadini Panchasha Sasarja. Akash, etc. means one group of 5 elements. Like that, 5 groups of 5 elements each. Panchasha Sasarja was created. So, from Raja Pradhan Mahat, 3 types of Ahankar was created, and from those 3 types of Ahankar, 5 groups of 5 things were created. Now, what are those 5 things? You have to refer to Sridhar.
Tanmatrani.
Tanmatrani, Mahabhutani, Jnanendriyani, Karmendriyani, Tattat Devatascha iti. Tanmatrani means the 5 subtle elements. 5 subtle elements. Mahabhutani means 5 gross elements, or 5 elements which are all pervading. Mahabhutani. 5 organs of perception, Jnanendriyan. 5 organs of action, and 5 cosmic entities which are the governors of these 5 elements. Tattva Devatascha iti. Devata is the cosmic counterpart of everything individual. Now these Jnanendriyas, Karmendriyas also have their governing cosmic deities. Those also were born. So 5 groups of 5 are born from 3 types of ahankar, which are born from Raja Pradhan Mahat, that is during the disturbed state of the gunas in the Prakriti. That is the shloka. This was there already, we have heard this. Same idea has come again. That is why Sridhar says that now it is a recapitulation. तानि च एकैकशा भौतिकं सृष्टुम् असमर्थानि दैवयोगेन संरत्य हैमम् अंडम् अवासृजन्. So we are told 5 groups of 5 are told. Now we are told egg was created. So all these 5 groups of 5 are contained within Brahmanda, the egg, the subtle manifested world. So even the Mahabhutani are all in the subtle manifested world. Haimamandam, golden egg, Asrujan was created. Tanika, all those things described up till now, the 5 groups of 5, Ekekasha Srityam Asarmathani, any one of them was not separately able to create the further world. Bhautikam means this gross world which we see. Bhautikam means this gross world which we see, material world. Each one of them was incapable of creating this material world which we see separately. Samatya Deva Yogena, so combined and with the help of God's power. By Deva Yogena, God's power and Samatya combined, what they produced was a golden egg. Haimam Andam Asrujan. So all that previous shloka told was created within a golden egg. That also the 5 things separately, or all those things, God is that separately could not create the material world. and so they combined, and God's power came, and this world was created.
अच्छा, why cha is used? Cha ekakesha.
Huh?
Cha ekakesha. Cha ekakesha. Chai. Tani chai ekakesha.
Tani. Tani means those which are already created. Those. Tani means those. Those things which are already created.
नहीं, उसके बाद cha ekakesha.
Huh? All of them ekekasha. Cha means hand. Ekekasha means individually. So from all these things created, nothing individually could do further creation. Ekekasha srashtum asamarthani, unable to create bhautikam, this material world. Daiva yogena samritya haimam andam avasri. So by the help of God's power and combined together, they produce this golden egg. (15) So ashayishtam ashayishtam. So ayishta abdisalile andakosho niratmaka sagram vai varsha sahasram anvavatsit tam ishvara.
Avatsit.
Avatsit. Anu avatsit. Saha niratmaka andakosha. That without a soul, that egg is called andakosha. That egg, niratmaka, without light, without consciousness, without intelligence, without self. Was sleeping in that ocean's water of the salile shaishtam, ashayishta. So that Andakosh was sleeping in that lake, that water of the pralaya, of the water of the ocean of destruction. That egg which had no self, why surely sagram varsha sahasram, 1,000 years plus sagram. Sagram means with something more. 1,000 years. So for time not counted, more than 1,000 years time. Tam Ishvara Anuvavasit. Anu means inside. So after more than 1,000 years, God himself, Hari, entered that under. That had no self. Now God entered. So God became their self. After more than 1,000 years. So when God entered, they got Atman, that means they got some conscious being. And then only it can create. Without consciousness, without intelligence, without God's Sattva Guna, they could not have created. So they were lying that under was lying in the Pralay water for more than 1,000 years, and then God entered it. No, following it, God entered. Then 16. Tasya naver abhut padmam sahasrarkor udidati sarva jivanika sarva jiva nikayeka nikayoka yatra swayam abhut swarat. Nikayanam eka. So, Nikaya ya eka. Is it Nikayoka?
Yes, Nikaya Yoga, but in breaking.
No, Kayeko or Kayoka. Or it is Kayoka. Or Kaya eka. Tell me.
Nikaya Yoga, Okar, Yoga.
Yoga.
Yes.
Not Ko.
No.
That is a
Ko.
So, Yo is there. Okay. Sarva Jiva Nika Yauko Yatra Swayam Abhut Swarat. Getting tired. Tasya Nave. No, God who had entered Navi, navel, the creative power of God is Navi, navel. So his navel from that navel Sahasra Arka Udiditi, like 1,000 suns born together.
What is Didhiti?
Udidati.
Uru Didhiti.
No, U is there, no?
Yes, Uru Didhiti.
Urudidati. That means shining. Uru means great. Greatly shining. Greatly shining 1,000 suns. What was that? Greatly shining 1,000 suns? Lotus. A lotus came out of that navel. Sarva Jiva Nikaya, which was the abode of all beings.
Nikaya is abode.
Nikaya is body. The combined body of all jivas. Eka Padam. Now Padam here is lotus. Padam here is lotus. Ekam Padam. One lotus, which is the body of all jivas and which was shining like 1,000 suns.
Here it is Padmam, not Padam. Padmam.
Then directly lotus.
Yes.
Then lotus is direct. Yes. Text is Padmam only. There is misprint in the Anvaya. Padmam. misprint हजारों है ना. So eka padmam, one lotus. अब
No, it's a oka. Oka is one. Oka.
हाँ एक ही one.
No, no, oka है इधर. ओका. सर्वजीव निकाय ओका.
अरे एका becomes eko.
अच्छा.
So one lotus which is the support. Sarva Jiva Nikaya Eka. Eka becomes Eko because Ya has come in front of it.
But they have written oka. O.
Eka means one.
No, they have written O. Okaha.
Okaha.
Yes.
Meaning.
সকল প্রাণীবর্গের বাসস্থান স্বরূপ. सर्वजीव निकाय is okay, বাসস্থান স্বরূপ.
Oka means Vasasthan Swarup. Nikaya means Vasasthan Swarup. No, that is some golmaal. Oka? No. Nikaya is Vasasthan Swarup. Or Nikaya is body.
Body.
Nikaya is body. Oka means support of that body. Oka. So here, Sarva Jiva Nikaya Okaha. Okaha, not Eka. Okaha. Okaha means support of that
निकाय.
bodies of all.
जीव.
All people's bodies support. All people's bodies support. Please, this meaning is like that. That shining lotus which was the abode or support of all people's bodies. Yatra, from that lotus, or in that lotus, Swayam Swarat Abhut. Swayam himself, Swarat Brahma Abhut, was born. Swarat himself, his own king, that Brahma was in that lotus or was born of that lotus. So here Srishti has come up to Brahma. When Lord entered that under which was lying in the water for more than 1,000 years, then he had Lord had a navel, and that navel was shining like 1,000 suns, and that navel, from that navel, lotus came out, or that navi was like lotus, and from that lotus, or that lotus itself, is Brahma, the Swayambhu. So this is the birth of Brahma from God. So Anavishto Bhagavata, that I cannot understand now. Bhagavan had entered that egg. And now he says that Brahma, when Bhagavan entered him. So anuvishto Bhagavata yashyete salilashe. So that under itself, loka sanstham yatha purvam nirmame sanstaya suya. Now who created? That which was lying in the water for 1,000 years. So Brahma was lying. Who was lying? Tena Bhagavata Anuvishta, by him, when Bhagavan entered him.
Something was lying.
Swaya, by himself. Swaya sanstaya yatha purvam loka sanstham nirmame. Sanstha is a regular order. So he had already created in the past kalpa an established order, and same established order he again created in this kalpa. So it appears that it is Brahma. Now egg is Brahma or Brahma. Bhagavan entered that egg. Bhagavan entered Brahma. Bhagavan's navel Brahma came out. The head reels.
No, from Bhagavan's...
Who was that Bhagavan entered? That Anda or Brahma?
Anda, from Anda Brahma came out.
But here Brahma. Bhagavan entered that Anda, and then from Bhagavan's navel, lotus, from lotus, Brahma. So Bhagavan entered that Brahman.
No.
Or that Brahmanda itself is equivalent to Brahma.
Yes.
And it has no self. When Bhagavan entered, it got a self, Brahma. So egg becomes Brahma.
Consciousness.
And that Brahma, when he remembered what he had done in the last kalpa, same order he created again. I can't understand, I am clearly telling. If you are able to understand, fine. I have described as available as much as could explain, I explained that Anda itself is called Brahma. Anyway, so creation is by Brahma. Creation is not by that Anda. Anda had no self. Bhagavan entered, Bhagavan became itself. And then that Brahmanda becomes Brahma. Understood. But then Bhagavan, navel, lotus, Brahma. Where does this stand? So figurative. Navel means creative power. Bhagavan's creative power is like Brahma coming out of lotus. Now connect. You may. Anyway. Om
Janmadasya.
Janmadyasya tonvayaditarata charte swavednaswarat tene brahmaridayadikavaye muyyanti yat suraya tejo varimridam yatha vinimayo yatra trisargo vrisha damna svena sada nirastakvakam satyam param dhimahi. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.